Hello everyone, I'm Kathryn DeSinaasappelen, and today we're doing a book haul. Yay! So many freaking books, and they were free, and I'm so I love free books. Through the magic of editing, I'll put the name here because I'm sure I'm going to mispronounce it because I think it's Ulfric. He asked for a book haul, and he gets a book haul because he asked, because that's how I work. So I mentioned this in one of the outros to my other videos that Prince Charming and I go to this Taalabend, which is this evening of language, and you can speak in so many different languages. It just depends on who ends up going that night, and it's in the library at Ieper, and I do enjoy these evenings, but the best part is at the end when we're leaving, because they have this area where they put all the rejected books that they can't sell and people don't want, and they give them away for free. Since it's sort of like the reject books, the books that end up there are normally books in English, French, or really old Dutch books, and thus, since I speak English and French, I'm always really happy, and thus, books. And they're free. Did I mention that they are free? Alright, let's go over these books. It's a pretty book. It's hardback. Looky, it's so pretty, and it has these stories. I have these moments, guys, where I'm looking at this book, and I'm reading it, Une petite fête pour le cœur. I was thinking, oh wow, my Dutch has improved so much because I'm reading the titles and I understand the titles. And I was like, I have to get this book. It'll be such a great exercise to work on my Dutch. This book is in French, guys, and I didn't even realize it until I got home and I was showing Prince Charming. I was like, oh, this is in French. But despite it being in French, I can always still work on my French, because you always need to work on your French. But look at this. It has the most prettiest pictures in this. The only downside to this book is that some of these books are actually American stories that have been translated, like this one. But there are some original French books in here, so I'm very excited about this one. It's a Kathryn Cookson book. You know it's going to be good, and just look at this cover. Look at it, isn't it? It's a romance, so it's gonna be awesome. But I like Kathryn Cookson, and it's also in French, and it's been translated from English, so it should be interesting. But I'm excited because I don't think I've really read any romance novels in French. I'm trying to think. No, I haven't. So this should be an interesting read. Look at this book. It's another hardcover book, and it's called The Best Book, which is why I got this book, because it was just called The Best Book, and it has titles like De Baby and Het Slagschip. I don't actually know what any of these titles means. When I look at it, it's very, very intimidating, because this is real Dutch. It's not little kid Dutch that I normally try and read. But I'm very excited to try out this book because it's the best book. It says so right here, which is why I got the book. De Kikkerprins. Look at that! I'm guessing that this is The Princess and the Frog. I'm not sure, but it's a children's story and it's in Dutch. It's a pretty thick book. It's most likely going to be a difficult read for me. We'll have to see what happens. But it has really pretty pictures too. That's very helpful for when I'm reading and get confused. I can consult the pictures to help me. And then, because I'm insane, I got this book, De Vrouw, and it's a psychology book about women. And I don't know why. Okay, no, that's a lie. I know why I got this book. I found this book, The Psychology of Interpersonal Behavior. And it's an old book that was written in 1994, but the case studies that they use come from the 1950s. And I needed a nonfiction read for March. You can expect me to review this in Book Dissect in 2 weeks. Spoiler, I thought this was really interesting, and I didn't realize that I like psychology. And so when I saw this book, I was like, oh, they'll go together. I can read this psychology book in Dutch because apparently I'm insane. I don't know if this will end up on Book Dissect though. Okay, look at how filled up these pages are with Dutch. Oh my goodness, guys. I think it's going to be a difficult read, and there's no pictures. There's just so much text. so much text. Like, this one had charts and crap. I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking I wanted to work on Dutch. Mightier than the sword. I have no idea what this book is about. I don't know who this author is, never heard of them, but it's a #1 bestseller. It says so on the cover. This is probably going to end up on a book dissect sometime in the far future. And Inspector Calls. I got this book again because it was in English, and then I opened the first page and it's in Dutch. I was so confused by that, and then when I went further in, I realized, oh no, it's in English, but this is a play. And I feel like, considering the amount of plays that I had to read in high school, not just from my own country, but other countries, like if this was a good one, I think I would have had to have read it. I don't know, but we're gonna see. This, I'm intrigued by this because I don't read that many plays, or at least not willingly, outside of required reading. The Pelican Guide to English Literature, The Modern Age. So this is a collection of short stories, and the only downside that I see to this book is that it's number 7 in a series, and so I'm missing out on books 1 through 6, and I'm crazy enough for this to actually bother me. So I might end up getting books 1 through 7 and actually having to spend money so that I can have the collection. Insane. They only laughed later. This is a book that I am so excited for because this is a book I feel that is fated for me. I got this book because it was literally the only book that I saw in the little book area of death that was in English, and so I took it because I speak English. And then when I got home, I realized that all the stories inside are short stories. And not only that, they're all about expats. And not only that, it's all about women who are expats. And so I was like, oh my goodness, this is the book for me. I'm a woman, I'm an expat, I'm in the process of figuring out how to write short stories, and it was like my brain just like, because it never occurred to me to write short stories about life as an expat. Like, I've always considered maybe stereotypes, but this could be really interesting because perhaps I'll have my own book that's sort of like this in the future. I don't know, but the possibilities for this make me really excited. Oh guys, there are not words to describe like how happy I am about my books. Like, I know a lot of these books are old and outdated and whatnot, but I don't care. I love books, I love reading, and I love when books are free because it's like, now these poor books who were in like the reject pile of death have a home, and I will love and keep them for forever. Like, my children will be cleaning out our house and be like, oh my gosh, why did our mother keep all these really old books? And they'll probably hate me, but I don't care. That's what I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up. Share it with your friends, family, and strangers on the internet. Hit the red button to subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, but come back on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays because YouTube doesn't like to tell people when videos come out, even when they're subscribed and hit the bell for notifications. Just sorry. All my social links have been left in the description below for your convenience. I'm on Twitter, I have a Facebook fan page, and I write a blog, which you should always check out because that's where I keep the conversation going, and I'll probably go into more details about these books. And if you'd like to help support the channel, be sure to check out my description for my Amazon affiliate link. If I can find these books for you on Amazon, I will leave links. You don't need to buy them, but at no extra cost to you. If you purchase something on Amazon within a 24-hour period of using my Amazon affiliate link, I get a commission and it helps support the channel. Do it and I'll love you. That's what I have for you guys today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Tot ziens, my apple zines. At McDonald's in Belgium, they have McFlurries with speculoos. And not only do they have McFlurries with speculoos, but you have different options of the McFlurry with speculoos, and it just blows my mind because it's so delicious. there are not words to describe how much I love speculoos and the fact that they have a McFlurry around it. Like, I'm sorry, but Americans, your lives suck because you are missing out. I'm sorry. Move to Belgium. They have McFlurry with speculoos. And that's my story that I have for you guys.